Good morning, everybody, and Anastasia from Beijing is back. I decided to make this little video vlogs about my monthly stitching. Otherwise, I feel like it will take me a long time to sit again and make another big video at home. But it doesn't take me long to make short videos and then make them into a big vlog for you once a month. So at least we'll start from here. And first that I did this month is I framed my pieces. So first frame was this yellow grayish hoop who saw my mid-year we prayed. In the end of the we prayed, I shared my plans. And I started to fulfill my plans. I painted it. That's why it's so uneven, but I think it looks great. And this is very light green fabric, so I think it outlines it. So in the back I put a rather thick felt. Some children running here. So in the back I put a rather thick felt and covered it up. I think it looks great. And today I came out here. This is my community, but if I can't find anything good, I will go to the park to find some nice bushes where I can take some pictures for my Instagram. So the second piece would be my May, and I finished it into this purple pink hoop, and it looks great. Boom, boom, whatever. And behind is the purple felt. This one will stay in my house, this one will go to the market. And the last piece I take out with me today is my apple blossom. Let me put it just here. So this I framed in just a photo frame. It's not like pre-cut special size. It's just a normal 7-inch frame, I think, and it fitted nicely. A little tip for those who also wants to frame it into the photo frames, shopping frames. They will sell it with this really bad glass or a plastic glass, and this is what I use to lace my cross stitch on. So I don't want my frame with the glass. I want to see the stitching. And yeah, my apartment is not dusty and the air is not wet, so it's okay for me to have in the apartment the cross stitch with no glass. But of course, if your apartment is in a humid area, or it's very big sandstorms or something like that, of course you need some glass. But who are like me and can keep the stitching without frames, I would recommend to mount it on a glass. So this way you don't need to pre-cut a separate piece, and you still can have this nice backing and close it so no one can see the lacing. I had to lace it 2 times because the first time I laced it and there was big parts of the fabric on all the sides, so I had to cut all the thread away and make a new one, but use the white piece of fabric on the glass and then lace it on, so it will not be see-through. So it looks amazing, don't you think so? And now I'm gonna go and find some bushes to take pictures for my finishes, and I think you will see the pictures in my Instagram soon. So I returned home from my trip to the park. Oh, I was so sweaty. I came home, I could squeeze my jacket, my shirt, and make some water. After shower and lunch, I don't think I will be stitching today, but I will be doing something interesting, also embroidery related or something. So tomorrow evening, I was invited to go on a birthday party, and this girl is a very fancy, fancy lady, and so I was gonna wear a very revealing fancy dress, but unfortunately it's not my style. I don't like very revealing clothes, and it's actually not even my dress. This dress was given to me by another friend, and it was never worn. It was brand new, but that friend was giving away all her clothes, so she thought this dress would suit me the best, and I could not say no, so I have it now. And now the time has come. But I thought it would be best to cover up a little bit, like the top cover at least, to make myself more comfortable, more easy. And the best I could think of is I have this like short jacket, short jean jacket. It's very bright blue. It's nice, and actually it's also not the one I bought. I picked up this jacket in the clothes swap, so I have no remorse about to do something with this jacket. But kinda, this jacket is too hot. It is very summer and very thin, but right now it's very hot outside. So I think this jacket would be a bit too hot. So my thought was, I recently watched it on YouTube and then I saw it on Pinterest that there is a trend to cut out like this part of the jacket and to sew in some like very see-through fabric to it, very like light fabric. So I picked out this fabric with amazing blue butterflies that suit my jacket the best, and I think it would look amazing. It's like fabric with butterflies. But of course, not only these butterflies, but I picked out some other butterflies on Taobao. I think I would be adding them on the jacket, maybe sewing them or like even glue gunning them. I don't know how long time I will have left. And they are actually the hairpins, but I just checked one and they like fall off from the hairpins so easily. So it would be very easy to just rip them all from the hairpins and sew them on the jacket. And I think they will look amazing. So what do you think? Do you want to see the results? Continue.
You have a very good story tonight.
Today I wanted to show you my pattern purchases. This is my Saga app, so this is all the like electronic patterns I have. I actually have them much more, but like this is what I'm either working on or like recent purchases. And my most recent purchase is like just a day ago is this. Oh, this is like such a cuteness. It's not my usual pattern to buy patterns, but like, I mean, like I buy patterns, but not like this. This one I saw. After 10 minutes, I already sent my money and get the pattern. Like, I never do it like in the radius of 10 minutes. Usually I see a pattern, I really like it, I save it like either in VK or on Instagram. I save like a screenshot on my phone. Maybe months and months will pass. I will finally find where I want this pattern or what do I want to do with this pattern or a special occasion, like whom to give this pattern. And then I will go and buy this pattern. So basically I have like thousands of patterns that I saved but I didn't buy because I already have a lot of patterns bought and not sure if I will ever stitch them. So this is my new like save money rule, is that like I'm not buying a pattern if I'm not starting it like today or tomorrow. But this one, it just sold me. Plus it was a pattern from the designer I'm do model stitch for, and she is a very young designer. Like, let me try to find her. So in VK she has a community. It's called Fox Needlework, and she is a very like only starting designer. Like you can see she has only 280 followers, and I did a couple model stitches for her with the Marcille and one piece, and she just posted like these cutest animals ever. And first of all, I really wanted to support her because she's growing like a designer. She hasn't started like doing patterns so long ago. So I actually see that her like designing style is evolving, and every time she makes new patterns it's getting like better and better. So I wanted to support her, and I wanted these cute little animals because I do stitch a lot of like smalls this year. Hey May, she finished eating. Oh, and now she's cleaning. Right, May? Hello. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Hello. Boop. Mm. So little baby's princess. Little princess is so beautiful. So, and then I saw these animals. Oh, May, I'm making video. You cannot stand in front of the camera, please. You wanna sit on me? Okay. We can sit together. We will make video together. So I saw these cute animals and I was like, I really, really want to stitch them. Like this hedgehog is amazing. The sheep is really good. I like the rabbit and the hamster. I'm not sure I like the koala so much just because I'm not a koala fan, but I don't know. I just don't have like appreciation for this animal. I don't know. And the birdie, I think it's a little bit lost because of the backstitch. I think the backstitch should be black here and black here, or like darker, so it will be more visible. I think like half of the face is a little lost. But as I said, she's a like newbie designer, so I can do it myself. I can change the color when I'm stitching, and I love them. But then the moment I bought it, on the next day, she released this. And I'm like, oh my god, I bought the wrong package. They have panda and the red panda and the ferret and the little fox. And oh my god, I love them all. Like those animals, I like 4 out of 6. These animals, I like 6 out of 6. Yeah, absolutely love them. But I'm like, okay, let me stitch at least like 4 out of 6 or 3 out of 6 from the first bundle, and then I will buy myself the second bundle. Like, you see what I mean? Like, I'm not buying anything like right at the start. But I did buy them, and they are so cute. They don't have too many colors, so they will be very easy to stitch. They're actually pretty small, one by one. And on the very next day, as I bought this pattern, my friend, she also is a Russian YouTuber. She sent me this pattern, and this is like a water heart, but with a hole. It's so cool. I mean, I already saw this pattern, and to be true, like we discussed it with her. Um, she saw some anime patterns in my videos. She texted me. I sent her some links to the groups where I like buy the patterns or which patterns I really really like. We discussed some other like um gone with the ghosts patterns, and then I sent her this pattern and I said, oh, I'm in love with this pattern and I would like to stitch this pattern, but like maybe in the future. And then I think a couple weeks passed. Like it's not like yesterday talk and then she sent it to me. No, it's like a couple weeks passed. So out of the blue, it's not my birthday, not a holiday, nothing happened. Like I didn't even release a new video yet, and then she just sent it to me, like from the designer sent it to me and said like, this is a like a amicable hi from Yana. And I'm like, what? So this is so cool. The actually, she's a really good designer. Wait a second, let me I'm trying to, oh, I'm not this one. I'm trying to figure out things behind the maze back, and you can see everything, but I can't see much. This one. This is her like group, and you can see what kind of pattern she's doing. She's really good. And by the way, right now in this group, uh, if you need a link, just text me. I don't know how to translate well, and so you can find it. But like, if you need a link to the group, just text me. And for the whole month till September, they will have a free sale for these amazing summer patterns. These are based on like anime, the Attack on Titans. Mm, which is like I watched the first maybe season, but I it's a really cool like a little horror one. But I wasn't like fully sold on it, so I didn't watch later. But I love them regardless of if I know who are these characters or don't know. For me, it's like super cool, like summer anime. So I love the melon one, the kiwi. Oh, the lime is like so sour. Just look at his face. And like I love the coconut, the peach, and the orange. But I mean, it's only for 1 month and they give the patterns randomly. So if you want to commit to stitch them, yeah, 100% you should do it. But at this moment, I'm not ready to say I will be committing to them. So I will be skipping this out, but they're so cool. So going back to the uh, how and his heart. So she said it to me, and I'm like, oh my god, thank you so much. And after 2 days, this is what I have. First of all, I sent her immediately. It's like, look, I have a perfect fabric for it. It's like vintage Murano, 32 count. It's printed, so this the back has nothing. And I already stitched like 2,000 stitches, or I'm not sure how much, but like I stitched, and I chose the like the most used color, which is 3865 or 3866, something like this. And I stitched his head. Like if you could see, this is the white in his like middle ring, his tail, and his head. So I stitched most of his head, and it's just like the work of 2 days. So I'm in love. I really, really want to finish it, and actually, I don't know. Like, I don't want to finish it. I just want to stitch it. I want to stitch it a lot, and I bet it will be finished next month because I'm going at a good speed. And I have a little like tip for you, for those who are as lazy as me and they just want to cut a little piece of fabric and start immediately. But you know, like when you cut the piece of fabric, it starts fraying, right? Like the threads just fray. It doesn't matter if this it's Zweigart or any other fabric. I think only Ada doesn't fray that much, but any even weave in or linen it frays. So my little tip is that if you want to stitch her right away, you don't want to like mm, use your sewing machine to fix the what to fix the fabric. You can use one of your old nail polishes. So this is what I did. I used why does it focus on my nail? It doesn't focus on the fabric. Yeah, I used one of the older like nail polishes that I don't use that much now, and I just colored it colored it all over like the side, and this side is very pretty and very clean, you see, so it's not like it doesn't get it dirty. This side no one will see, so I don't care. It even has some sparkles. So, and now it doesn't fray at all. Like you see, even this little piece of thread is stuck. Like I'm doing this, it doesn't fall off. It's stuck, it's glued. So it's very secure, and you can start like stitching, I bet like 10 minutes. So she's tired of my knees. I think I'm talking too much, so she's tired. Look at her. She's like getting into her housey. You see a very rare like video of May getting into her houses. Okay, so 10 minutes later it's dried and you can do it, and you don't need to like spend time and effort sewing it or like uh, doing it by hand or with sewing machine or whatever. So a little tip for the lazy ones: I just recently finished some Lego, so I wanted to show you. The feeling is our family is a big lovers of Lego and like puzzles and I don't know, DIY things. I mean, we are a little bit different with Aaron. Aaron loves like official Lego. So he really, really adores Lego. He buys a lot, he gifts a lot to his friends, and they give to him. So he has a lot of like series of Lego. Maybe one day I'll show you. But that's his like biggest hobby. He wants to spend money on. But like for me, I just like the process of assembling. So like official Lego, because we don't do like giant castles. We don't have place for them. We do like little things. They're a little too easy for me. Like let's see, look at this first. This is what Aaron gave me for St. Valentine's Day, and it's been like in a box for a very long time. And finally, I had some time to assemble it, so here it is. And he has a little bear tail. So cute. I can't say I love these sort of things because basically what you do, you like make the insides of the bear from kind of big and bulky pieces, and then you just assemble the front from like any pieces that make the shape. So it's kind of so easy. It's basically like 30 minutes to 40 minutes of my time. Plus, it's just a beer. It has like a meaning to it too, that it's like a lovely beer, and Erin gave me to on like Valentine's Day. But it doesn't like, it's not some fandom or like art that I like, so it's okay. But what I really like is the Chinese Lego. So Chinese do this kind of like rip-off of the official Lego, but not so. They make these tiny pieces. So as you can compare just how big and bulky these pieces and how tiny are these, they make the Lego which you have to build. Like you have to just build layer by layer, and when you assemble it on, it will be holding holding using your hopes and pray. Just really, I think the goddess of luck blessed me so I could finish it. Yeah, this one I give to Aaron on like his, not on his, is like for Valentine's Day also, but this is what I give Aaron. But Aaron told me he loved it immensely, the topic, the Pikachu in a Pokeball, everything, but it's too little for his eyes, and his eyes hurt when he does it. So that is why I made it for him. And now it stands on our shelf. So, oh, I already broke something. Whatever, I will fix it later. And for New Year, I gave him this amazing like astronaut with a dragon. So this is Chinese theme 100% because um, this year is the year of dragon, number one. Number two, this is a Chinese astronaut. He has two flags in the back and in the front, and they're obviously Chinese flags. And number three, this is not like a real dragon. This is like a dragon, kind of like a toy slash flag, because for Chinese New Year they have this like tradition of having a dance, like a lion dragon dance, and during the dance, the guys they wear like this. Dragon toys on sticks, and they dance with it, like they have like giant jumps and flips and everything. So this toy, you basically like build layer by layer, and inside it's not hollow, inside it's like full. So if you slash it open, the inside of the helmet will be all like built in. So it's a little bit different from what the official Lego is. Official Lego is like just easy, and this one had like 57 uh, parts of instruction or something like this. Which is not too much for a very complicated piece, but you have to realize like every piece of instruction had at least like 2-3 layers in one. So yeah, it's a lot. And let's look at closer. First of all, it's standing on two legs like a real astronaut. He has two hands, a helmet, and a backpack, which is actually empty. It's amazing. And then he has like this cool dragon with scales and a tail, and I'm still super scared to touch it because when I was making it, it broke so many times. It has like these wind scales and the horns, super fickly, but and the eyes. And actually, it was a very difficult to make these eyes because first I assembled like these eyebrows, and then I realized I have to like stick the sticker first, but it's already was on the face, so I decided just to cut the sticker in a little triangle because it was originally should be a circle which you put under the eyebrows and then you get the eyebrows on top. I'm like, okay, whatever. No one will know unless I tell them. So I cut it out as a triangle and I just stick it. But you cannot say like it looks amazing still. Then it has like a jaw with teeth and the whiskers. And it's so cool. But I'm super scared to touch it, to move it. Like this is the thing you put on a shelf and like just admire it. Even our cleaning lady, she comes to us every week, she never like move it, she just clean around it because she also knows it's the very delicate parts. And the last one, but the most amazing one for me, is a cookie run piece. So I don't play many mobile games. I do play a lot of computer games, but I don't play many mobile games. But one game that I'm stuck with for many years now is Cookie Run. I do play it in like, how to say, in maybe half year I played, and then a couple years I don't play it, and then I played again half year. It started when I was in Thailand, so it's already like 9 years ago I started playing this game first, and then I did play it 2 times in China for maybe a year, half a year long each time, and now I started playing it again since my birthday, I think. And a year or a couple years ago, they had like, I think they had like a collaboration with Lego or separately, I'm not sure 100%, but they had this very limited release of their Lego. They don't have many merch. They do have toys, they do have like pillows or things, but they don't have Legos. So they released, and this is how the game actually looks like in the game. You have a jump button, you have a slide button, you have a bonus time, you have your health, you have like your jewels which like help you during they have special powers, and you have your cookie in a setting that like go around, jump, collect the beans, slide, collect the heart, things like this. And the background is always so super detailed, and I love that they really try to make it as much as they can using like Legos. And in this game, they already released like more than 100 different cookies. Every cookie have their own like special power. This is Ginger Brave. And the premise is that like a witch makes cookies, but they're magic because she's a witch, so they have conscience, and they decided to escape. So the first act is that they escape the oven. That's why it's called Cookie Run Oven Break. Like prison break, right? And they have like different cookies. They also send you this like zombie cookie, which is really fun. And the zombie cookie is fun because his health drains very slowly. He is like a little dum-dum, but his health drains super slowly. It's very fun to play like maybe the same rounds but with different cookies to see how much longer you can run, what extra bonuses you can get, what your score will be. So if you're intrigued, please find out Cookie Run Oven Break. They have a lot of Cookie Run like Tower and Cookie Run something else, but I do only play the running game, so I play the Oven Break. And add me if you're interested. Send a message. I will give you my login and we will play together. There is an option to play with a friend, so it's gonna be very fun, I promise. Hello everybody. Actually, I haven't done videos in a while now. I know that the last video I promised you that I will do more vlogs, and I was planning to do that, but then like after every video I give myself at least like 1 week of no filming because every video is like a little stress for me. Not like stress, bad stress, but it's like needs a lot of like brain power, needs a lot of like energy, because making video, of course, like it's working on camera, of course you need more energy to put in it. And after editing the whole video, I always like very low on brain power. So, and like that's why usually after a video I give myself like a week of no filming anything, just like pure stitching and enjoying my non-YouTuber life. But turns out it's been longer than a week. It's been much longer, and I haven't done any vlogs, though I wanted to film little things, but I didn't, because my friend visited me. She was my like university classmate, and just we kept in touch. We saw each other during these 10 years. That's like a plane. I actually came out here because right now outside, yesterday was raining hard, so right now outside is like so much better than inside the house, even with the like windows open and everything, because we don't turn AC on too much for our cat. Yeah, so we do open a lot of windows, but our house looks in the south, so it's very, very hot. And that's why I come out here to be like, oh, there is a nice like birds singing, and maybe some Chinese grandmas walking around talking something. It's like just funny things. And turns out that, look, see, I told you, Chinese grandmas walking around. It turns out it's rather windy today, so I just hope that you can hear me well and nothing is interrupting us. But already, for me, just sitting here 5 minutes, I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. So I will try to make it as fast as possible and just run away home, because I'm already very itching. If the camera is shaking, that's because I'm holding it, and I keep killing mosquitoes on the hand that's holding the camera. So yeah, and I'm very itchy at the moment. So enough complaining, telling you about the trip. So my friend decided to visit China, and it's her first time in China. That's why I decided to take her everywhere. I decided to like cram as many places as I can in basically 2 weeks she's been here, and show her every single thing in Beijing and in Shanghai. We traveled to Shanghai together, and I actually organized not too much. Like I organized 2 different places in every day, but the problem was, like, when my mom come here, we started very early. Like we would leave home by 7 o'clock, and we visit 2 places, and then we will come back home like 7 in the evening, 6, 7ish, and then we'll have like evening free, rest, chit chat, and just like do our things. But my friend, she's like, we could not get up too early, and we cannot leave the house too early. So that's why we arrived every day on the place like maybe around 10 something, 11ish. So that's why we couldn't see or experience the first place before like lunch. That's why we took it took us longer to be there. We had very late lunch every single day. It really like effed up my eating schedule, because I eat like every day 12 lunch, 6 dinner. With her, we basically eat every time at 3 o'clock, and then dinner would be after 9 or something. And that is why we came back like every time after 9, after 10. We basically just came home, take shower, and go straight to bed, because we don't have any time to relax, any time, no stitching done at all. I think during like these couple weeks, I had 10 days free of stitching at all. And this is very not in my character, because I love my stitching time. I love at least 1 hour of stitching every day, but because we went to bed very late, I couldn't get up too early to like have at least 1 hour in the morning. And I just needed my sleep. And basically every day we walked around 26,000 steps. I'm not kidding. Like I had my step counting watch, and every day it was starting from 26,000 steps. So it's a lot. Basically, like, I was so exhausted, like my body was so exhausted that the morning we take her to the airport, we came back home around 10. I ate my lunch and I slept maybe 6 hours that day. And I was just like so tired. No, I was like super happy to see her, and I would enjoy any other people I know to come here, and I would encourage you to come here. I can be your tour guide, but it was really, really hard for my body. Because one of the reasons it was hard, because it was insanely hot here. Like, this is the first day the weather is actually bearable. Other days it was like sauna. You go outside, you start sweating, and you have no air to breathe. Okay, enough complaining. So after that, on the next day, after my friend left, was Midsummer Stitch organized by Stephanie from Lindy Stitches, and I attended it. I was super excited. Like, I told my husband, like, I really, really want it, because here I don't have like stitching community. I don't have any other stitches I know here. So of course I was so excited. Like, I wanna like join the Zoom, because actually like I did join a couple of like Facebook groups that do Zoom chats, but they're always like time that I cannot attend. It's either super late for me in the night, or it's super early for me in the day. So very uncomfortable time. This time it was kind of uncomfortable for me too, but it was almost like 2 days straight. So for like American people, it was Friday evening to midnight, like maybe start at 6 to midnight, and then Saturday start from 9 o'clock in the morning to midnight again, I guess. For me it was Saturday, let's see, 6 o'clock in the morning to noon, and then start again at Saturday 9 in the evening, and it would go all through the night to the next day noon. So you can imagine, it's like I didn't have enough sleep during the 2 weeks, and then right after that I am joining the sleepless night of 36 hours of cross stitch, and my husband was like, are you sure you can do that? That's like really hard on the body, really hard on the mind, and there is a very loud airplane. I hope you don't hear it too much, but it's really loud. Why is like everything I want doesn't work? Whatever. Getting back to the story. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna get double coffee. I'm gonna get as many chocolate snacks as I can, and I'm gonna join it. And actually, it was my first time joining things like this. I did not attend her Jingle Ball, so it was super interesting for me to try everything out, and I really liked it. Like, I really liked it that much that I'm 100% sure I will join her new Jingle Ball like in December this year. So I'm sold. Totally, like, that's amazing. It was a very cool experience. Unfortunately, like, I did take a nap from 3 to 7:30ish, so I missed Liz Matthews talking, and I missed one of the tutorials on how to make the treasure box, like jewelry box, into the cross stitch box, but it's okay. I mean, the most exciting part for me was the speed dating, where you just got switched on to another stitcher for 5 minutes, and you have an option like to like extend the meeting for 2 more minutes, or to just cancel and like get another stitcher after 5 minutes. And unfortunately, during the first 2 rounds of like first 2 hours, let's say, because they were like 45 minutes each, but whatever, first 2 rounds of dating, I did not see the prompt how to extend the meeting, because basically it would appear like 20 seconds or 30 seconds before it will finish. So usually at that moment we were like very in the talk. I would show my projects, and I will just not keep my eyes glued to the screen, so I would miss it, and then it will switch. So I'm very sorry if anyone was talking to me and thought that I did not press the button to extend. It was not my fault. After that, I tried to extend as much as I can, but again, sometimes I had like this thing when I just lost the time and could not extend it on time. But anyway, it was like the best of the best. I really, really like it. I'll try to find another place because at that place mosquitoes just swarmed me. Like you can't imagine how many mosquitoes were there. I accidentally like dropped my phone because there were like 7 mosquitoes on my hand. So I'm gonna go and find another place where I can talk. But like another amazing cool feature was that they had like these stitcher rooms for all the people, and like the rooms had their own topics. Like there was the room for like stitching Mill Hill people, or stitching like Hades and like what full coverage people, and first timers, and all through the night things. So yeah, that was really cool, and gave us like sense of community in that room. It's like everyone who went there had their own like we were like connected by the same topic, so that was cool. I joined, I think, like early birds because I was like one of the first to join. For me it was early bird, and like through the night ones, and then I went to the readers club. We did not talk much about the books actually, but we talk a lot about everything else. We talk about life, we talk about like cross stitch, about fabrics, about projects, about everything. So that was good, and it was super fun. Another part that I really liked about it is that there was like technical support at all times, because I saw stitchers have problems with camera, with microphones, and I can understand them. Like Aaron actually helped me like update my drivers and put my camera up to date and work very well like before the Midsummer. But I can imagine like if he was not there, I would not do that by myself, because it's not like something that not tech savvy woman could probably do. I'm not tech savvy, so yeah, like that was a very big plus, because like I know that technical support helped a lot of people. Parts I did not like too much, there was like Flosstuber meetings, and some Flosstubers I know, some Flosstubers were like very new to me, so I really wanted to attend the one with Liz Matthews, but unfortunately I was sleeping at that moment. I took a nap because I could not just stay up long enough, and I missed the one with the globe stitcher. I really wanted to see her. But the whole concept of the Flosstubers just like sitting in front of the camera and reading the live chat, if anyone from the organizers of Flosstubers will see this, I have a suggestion that next time they would make at least like a list of things they want to talk about, and maybe like beforehand submit to the audience so audience can prepare questions, or at least they will have like a topics they will talk about. Because basically how Russian Flosstubers do like live chats is that they would post on Instagram or Telegram like the topic, like let's talk about like new kits, or let's talk about new releases, or let's talk about like counterfeit patterns or something, like pirating patterns. And then every question would be on that topic. They will post like 10 questions. So during their own live stream, they will read live chat, but mostly they will talk their mind and then read the people's mind about this topic. So everyone have a common topic of thinking and talking. But like as much as I saw what the Flosstubers did this time was like they just came to the camera, they sat in front of it and like, okay, ask me your questions. And in the chat room there were people that knew them, and there were people that were like very new, like first time seeing these teachers. So they were questions like on their plans, they were questions on like next project and things, but they were also questions about like what's your favorite count of fabric, what's your favorite needles, what's the color palette you stitch, what is your last finish or something. So it's like get to know me questions, and it's not like too much entertaining, especially for the first time like viewer, because I'm not like, I wasn't 100% interested in this Flosstubers, and if they were talking some interesting topics, maybe I can find some common ground with them or not. But like just talking about their favorite fabric or things, like we all have our different fabrics. It doesn't really tell me much about their like views or about their like likes. If they would talk about the patterns or their whip parade, something like this on the camera, that would be amazing. Like if they would do small whip parade or something, that would be so cool. But like basically none of the Flosstubers really prepared, like at least those that I saw. I think I saw the Hathaway stitchers, and I think I saw a part of the Sable stitchers or something. I may be wrong about talking about all the Flosstubers, but the parts that I saw, they were like this. So that part was a little boring for me, and after maybe 20 minutes I switched on back to the rooms, or I switched on to the speed dating again, so I can't talk about the whole stream, but the parts I saw were not very entertaining. And also I had a huge complaint, a biggest complaint ever, is that there was a community finish parade where everyone had a chance to get like on a stage and to present their last or most amazing finish. And I prepared my magpies and persimmons, which were amazing. And I also prepared another finish, is my cat skull, made only with backstitch. There was like none of the stitches, only backstitch. And I did not see anyone show something like in this area, so I thought it would be very unique if I show this. And exactly at that moment, my camera decided to like, oh, when they pulled me to the line up to the stage, like queue, my camera decided, oh, I will show you during the chat rooms, I will show you during the speed dating, but when you line up, your camera will not work. And I texted them and I tried to talk to them, but I think like they could not hear me at that moment, and they didn't see my messages on time or something. I understand there were like 500 people. Of course they cannot read all the messages on time, so it's not their fault. Like 100%, it's not like technical support's fault, it's not like Stephanie's fault. It's just like my biggest like sour of the whole thing is that I really wanted to show off these finishes, and the only moment that I could do it, my camera didn't work. So it's kind of like my fault, my problem, but still it really soured the experience for me. Plus they asked everybody if anyone would be willing to do like the finish parade number 2, maybe closer to the closing of the whole thing, and they didn't. So I was kind of waiting for that one. And a little bit about the organization is that they did have like opening ceremony when Stephanie would talk about like opening things and describe how the program works and everything, but they had nothing for the closing ceremony. Basically like everyone closing by 12, we were like, what are we gonna do? Is it gonna be like kick us out from the chats, or we stay here, or we do what? And like very sleepy Stephanie's husband come and like, no girls, you can just keep stitching, it's okay, like as long as you want, you keep stitching, and when you all leave, then this website will shut down. And we were like, okay, so we'll do whatever we want, but at least it like could have been 5-minute announcement or something, like to tell us, thank you girls for your participation, like we're closing up, it was amazing, loved everybody, and then don't worry, you will not be kicked out, because lots of people were first timers, like not just me, a lot of people, other people were coming from Jingle Ball, but they also were not 100% like sure, because maybe it works different this time, maybe that time was just an exception, no one knows like how these chat rooms work. So that was like just a minor problem that I would love to be fixed next time is like just some closing 5-minute statement or something, just to tell us, okay, that's the finish, but you can stay and chat here, because there was only like a message in the like global chat, and I think it was eaten by the messages of other people very fast. So anyway, with all the renting, I really enjoyed the experience. Like, it was a highlight of my whole week, like whole month, I would say. Whole month highlight. It was amazing, and I'm going to go home and show you what I actually stitched. almost 3 hours, but I finished it. Yay! So this is called a paper theater, but it's not a paper. It's like every little piece here is made of wood. So it's like tiny, tiny, very thin slices of wood. And in the instructions is super easy to read, super understandable. Like, didn't give me like any brain power. Just do it. But like every little piece is so tiny, and like we have like big pieces like this or big pieces like this, and at the same time we got tiny pieces like this. But the worst pieces that I have to like get out are these very thin and long ones. And in the instructions it says, please be careful because if you apply excessive force it can crack and break. And I'm like, oh my god, like I'm notoriously applying excessive force to everything. Like, so I was like, oh my god, I need to be super careful, like 100% careful. Okay, but I'm gonna show you. I finished it! Yay! So at first, looking at the picture, I was thinking like it's something like you put all the layers together and you like squish them together and just like put two bigger pieces of wood and just squish them. So in the end, I even tried to squish them together, but they're like very like thick inside. So I'm like, how is it gonna be possible? And then I take out these parts which hold them together, and I'm like, they have some space in between. So it's actually not like squished. It's very, it has volume. So it's cool. So you can see one picture here with her and a boy, another picture of a cat and the cubs, another picture here of her lying on the ground. There's like woman, then she flying and the cat, and there is another picture in the tail. I don't know how to show it. It's a little dark here because it's night. Oh, here you can see like there is some bars there. So basically there is a black cat behind the bars, and there is like backside, which in the backside in the tail there is nothing, but there is like cats and the kittens in the top, the girl, and here. So there are three in the back, 1 2 3, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 in the front. So yeah, it's a lot of work. When I started it, I was like, yeah, it's just like evening pastime. Erin is on a business trip. I have nothing else to do. I already stitched today most of the day, so I'm a little tired. I'm like, I'm gonna make a paper theater. So it will take me like an hour. I'll start like 9:30 after dinner, and it will take me an hour. It's after 12 right now. Like May's already super complaining that I'm not going to bed. So it's not very easy. Like I already checked the box. It doesn't say what age appropriate it is. Like it just says made in Japan, for sale in Japan only. Oh, it says made in China, for sale in Japan only. Oh, whatever. But like I did not expect it to be this difficult, and this like it needs very delicate like hands to put together. Yeah, my hands are super delicate. No, I mean like very like careful gestures to put together. And actually in the end I did not also expect that it will ask me like a double-sided tape, it will ask me the glue, it will ask me the scissors and the knife and all the things. So I was thinking like I will take it and I will use my hands. So no, I went and prepared everything and then I continued. But what it also asks is like these like parts, it actually asked for the like transparent glue and to glue it on, because right now it just like stays together because I put it together and I don't move it too much, but actually it should be glued and sealed. So I think I need a kind of glue like the Aaron used for his Lego parts. I think I will wait for him because right now he's on a business trip. He will come by the end of the week. I will wait for him and I will ask him to help me with this thing and order the correct glue and then glue it all together. So Yeah, probably I will be the one to put it together, but he will be like applying the glue or something. So yeah, it will be a family effort to finish this thing. Anyway, I'm super happy I made it because it was really like a joy. By the way, Aaron called me on FaceTime because he's over there and I set up everything here to make a video. So behind there is dark for him, like very, very dark. And he called me and we talked during I was assembling it. So he was like, Anna, can we talk like not FaceTime but like just call? And I'm like, why? He's like, I don't know, it's just so scary because you're sitting there and I don't see you too much, but I see your t-shirt in the dark. And it's like, it's really scary. And I'm like, come on, I especially wear this t-shirt because this is one of the 2 t-shirts I buy in Japan. Like I told you, I didn't buy any anime t-shirts. I bought one with Godzilla and this one. This is like from a very old, super old PC horror game. So I especially like set up the mood for my evening. So I will sit down, have a t-shirt from Japan. I will make up the paper theater from Japan. I will like reminiscence about it. Like I was listening to some Asian like lo-fi music. Like really, really nice. But it's just very difficult. I did not expect it. But I truly recommend if you can find something like that, that's a really, really good pastime. I don't think it's like it's a group effort, but it can be your effort for one evening and it will bring you lots of joy. 5 out of 5 stars. Hello everybody again. So here I am to show you what I have stitched like the whole month of July. Today is a very, very cloudy, like first day ever in July. It's cloudy. So I put on some extra light from here, but it's super shiny in my eyes. So I don't know how well you will be able to see anything, but I hope so. Otherwise, I'm not sure. If I wait like another day and another day, maybe this video will never come out. So if you see this video, give me a like because I finally did my job and finished this video. I deserve a like. Okay, let's go into stitching. This month, as I previously said, I didn't stitch too much. Like I had 10 days like 0 stitching. But at the end of the month, I actually had more time to stitch because first of all, during the Midsummer stitch, I actually did 2,000 stitches. Like basically in 36 hours, I did 2,000 stitches. So that's a lot, like really a lot to me. Usually I stitch like 300-400 stitches a day. So 2,000 stitches is like, wow. And then after that, I had a couple, like 3-4 days to just sleep, eat, stitch. And because right now I don't have work, I stay home mostly, so of course I stitch more. And I actually caught up with a lot of my stitching and I had 3 finishes. So let's start with finishes. And my first finishes are smalls because this year I take part in a sale where one of the Russian Flosstubers started it. She said like let's clean up our stash from all the smalls we have. Like let's make a list of smalls you have and randomly pick up every month at least one. Like you can do more, but at least one small every month you have to finish. And if it needs to be FFO'd, you FFO it. Some of them I did FFO, some of them I did not FFO. So dependable, like. But I did keep up with it, and so far I even had like 2 to 3 finishes a month. So in July I have 2 small finishes. So first of all, this is like a Russian style teapot and a Russian style guitar which we call balalaika. So this is a very like common Russian style of art and like painting. We have like the dishes painted the same style. We have like vases or cups or like just normal things painted this style, like it's red and black. So it's called chakhlama. Don't quote me on that. So basically, it's called Hochlama. It's actually true. But the designer, she's a Russian designer. Her group is Jenica Crafts, and I think I will try to link them down below. So if anyone wants, they can find them. She has a whole series of these like teapots and balalaikas in different like art style, Russian art style. So she have them in like Hochlama. Then another one is like gzhel, and the gazelle, if I'm not mistaken, it's like white and blue. So it's basically the same pattern but different like drawings and different colors. And then another one is the red and the golden, but I don't remember red and golden. So, but I finished them. I really, really like them. I don't know, like they are really bright in real life, but on this slide they are losing all their colors. So bear with me. I changed some things here. First of all, the gold and the green leaves here should have been metallic threads, but I checked other patterns with other colors. They did not have metallic threads. So I'm like, why these only this color have metallics and other ones don't have? So I decided to change them into just normal floss. I choose just one of the yellow colors here in the other parts of the teapot, and the green ones with just like some random color from my stash. Other things I did not change. So it also have a lot of beads. So look here, look, all this part is beads. Look how many beads, like red beads here, and a lot of beads on the stump. So yeah, all like berries are the beads. The handles are the beads, and the teapot has a lot of beads. Pew, pew. And here too, it has beads on top of the balalaika, in the middle, the black ones, and the red ones too. So a lot of beads. And actually these beads are the leftovers from the like red bird kit with beads that I stitched on wood earlier this year. So I didn't even need to buy anything. I actually just used the leftover beads and they were enough. Like they were like barely enough, like barely enough, because the red ones I used all of them from the kit, and I think one or two extra I had to take from another Mill Hill kit. So the black ones were like 100% enough, and I think I finished like all the leftover black ones, so I don't have any more. But like, the main point of the sale was like to finish off your stash of smalls. For me, it's like 1 month I pick up something from my stash, which actually like staying there for a long time and finish it, and then I see something like really, really cute small, and then I'm like, I will buy it and I will stitch it in that cell. So this actually too, I bought this year. So it's a new stash acquisition. Earlier this year. Then I already bought a little hedgehog, which I will also stitch in that cell. So now I'm thinking I have to like start August from something like really old from my stash. I hope so, because it can be like everybody will like lessen their stash and only Anastasia will like expand their stash, because basically right now I finished 2, but I still have 4 more in my stash with different colors, and I do plan to stitch them all. Like I really like how they finished, and I think they will be amazing magnets for the market, because on the market people do really love like foreign designs and like Russian style theme things, so I think they will go very fast. So at least I decided I will not stitch the same ones, I will stitch different color ones. Next next finish is my freebie of a mouse, and if you saw me on Midsummer Stitch, you saw me stitching it, and actually on this one I did almost 2,000 stitches during Midsummer Stitch. Yeah, I didn't, first of all, I didn't think I will stitch that much, but maybe because I was actually kind of like body exhausted, I mostly just listened to other stitchers stitch, or like Flosstubers, or talk a lot, and then I really stitch and stitch and stitch. Like it really helped me focus on stitching, because I did not leave my room, I didn't do any like household chores, I I didn't even prepare the food, like Erin made me breakfast. So, you wanna come? You come. Don't come and murmur. Come. Come. No, I'm not finished. What do you want? Come, come, come. Come, come, come. Good girl. Yeah, I can't do any videos without her butt in my video. Yeah? 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 Lady butt. Little lady butt. Hmm? So are you ready to show others what I stitched? Okay, stay here. So this is like 100% a freebie, and this is from a new designer. So if you like this design, please go and support her. I think it's very cute. I did change some things here, and I have something I don't like. So for example, I really don't like this blend. Like this blend is between like this darker purple to this lighter pink, and for me it's like you know, like the TV statics, it's just like really bad for your eyes when you look at it for a long time. I have the same like feeling from here because it's like too much of a contrast between darker and light colors. I think it would look better. Like, I mean, when you look at this from here, it's nice. Like from far away, it's nice because it looks like a real shade. Actually, it's not just the ears, it's down here in the heart, and it's here in her tail. So it's a lot of this blend. And how to say, I think it would be easier on my eyes if the designer would just choose like some middle ground color between the purple and pink, but she decided to do this like blend. I did stitch all of it, no problem, but I think it's like too big for a blend. I think like if it would be just a solid color, maybe here just one line would be nice. But because it's such a big pieces, like both her ears, a big part of the heart, it's really like show off too much, and not very pleasant for the eyes when you stitch it. Second thing not second, like the only thing I changed was the back stitch. So it was supposed that the back stitch here would be like dark plum color on her ears, her heart, and the tail, and then her body, like fur, would be either dark brown or dark gray color. Actually, it's like 6 or 7. Bless you. Okay, go, go, sneeze over there. Come back when you finish sneezing. So, it was supposed to be like very multicolored backstitch, super many. Also in her eyes, it's supposed to be like the yellow backstitch, the blue backstitch, light purple backstitch, light pink backstitch, and I was like, that's a lot of change of colors for like. When I looked at the pattern in the beginning, I did not see so many colors there. So when you look like from afar or on the pattern, you just see like black. Like, yeah, you don't see like change of colors. And because it's gonna be like dark plum and then dark gray and then dark brown or something, it's all basically will blend when you look at it from afar. So I'm like, why should I make my life more difficult, especially when I'm not stitching too much and I don't want to change. Like when you change colors, it takes more time. I'm like, I don't want to change too many colors. I don't want to like waste more time on it than I have to. So I change everything in black, like all her fur in black, all her body black, all her eyes are white. So it's supposed to be different shades of very light colors, like very baby pink or baby blue, and very light yellow. And I was like, I'm pretty sure they will be lost. Like they will be lost on her eyes. Actually, the white is more like contrast than other colors, and you can see like the stars and everything better. So I did everything in white, black, but just the cheeks I did like the color, the cold for color. Yeah, so the cheeks are so cute. Look, so cute. So I think this is like one of the first patterns this designer did, and it's really good. If you have really good eyes, you have noticed this like hoop mark. And this is not from a hoop I used, this is from the hoop I actually filmed last month. The like mid-year whip parade video. I put it in a hoop and it left a mark. Actually, it doesn't bother me too much because I plan to do it like in a toy slash pillow style, so I will be cutting it out on the border of the design and do some standing pillow. I don't know how to explain it. You will see everything. So this line is not bothering me, but I will wash it. Of course, I will wash it and I will try to get rid of it. Nice food. Unfortunately, I haven't done it yet because like if I will not sit and do this video right now, I don't know when I will do this video. Cottage house samplings, nature's piece. I think it's like some Rocky Mountains inspired like scenery, but for me personally, I see some Russian motifs there because there's birch trees, like 100% Russian, and then black bears, like, yeah, we don't have this moose or whatever this animal is, but still, like the whole mountain thing, it's like eastern part of Russia, middle part of Russia. It does give me those vibes, so I am maybe a little homesick, and that's why I want to stitch this one. So when you saw it, maybe last year, I don't know, I had the mountain, this like goat, this tree with no greens, and some greens here, maybe not, like a little bit. That's it. Like that's literally it. Everything else is new. The two big trees new, the bear is new, the butt of the moose is new, the ground, all the trees here new, all the leaves here, all the stars, everything. Why do I just tell you? So that's a big progress. Like considering I did not stitch that much, that's a really good progress. And I do take part in another SAO where every month they give us like 10 prompts. You have to stitch like 600 to 1200 stitches on every prompt. And I tried to keep up this SAO, and I did keep up with this SAO, but like 2 prompts were like super cheaty. One prompt was, I think it was something like, it's your day of beauty, buy something, like buy some cake for yourself, like take a picture of the cake. So buy a cake, take a picture of a cake, sure. And then another prompt was like go out and for a walk or go to the park or something. And almost on the like same day I saw this prompt, I went downstairs with a piece of paper with a code word and just go in the bushes and take the picture and said, yeah, I did go out. So it was not like full 10 tasks this month. Oh, and one more task was like very small amount of stitches. It was like finish just one element on the stitching, like one full element, and my one full element was this owl and moon. So usually the prompts are like stitch 600 stitches or 1200 stitches, or if you don't have a prompt, you like stitch double. But this month I was able like to cover three prompts with like barely to none stitching. This is like what, 150 stitches or something with the moon and all. And other prompts were like super easy for this month. Like I had something with the moon, something with the mountain, stitch with black, and I stitched this one and all the black on all the trees, which actually I think gave me like 600, which is awesome. And then something with the red, which I stitched these, and the mouse gave me something like with love, heart, or couple, so I get the heart. Something else on the mouse was. So basically, I was able to cover most of the prompts without stitching like doubles, and that's why that's why I did really great and finished all the 10 prompts. And this is like next to nothing to finish. If you check out like the initial pattern, all is left. Let me see. Okay, all is left is like these flowers, some stars here, the head of the moose. That's it. Like all the rest is done. I have some filling on the mountain to do, like you can see, but it's not a big thing. Like just fill in this and little face. Basically, it's like just the stars here, the head, and the flowers and some ground, and that's it. That's like nothing. I think it's like 200 to 300 stitches only left. So I don't know if next month I need it, but like any other month that I don't have any finishes, I can like pick this up and make it into a finish. It's like very, very fast finish. One evening, one sitting, and it's done. So I don't know about August, but I think like maybe some of the fall months, I will have some new starts. And if it's like a big new start, I won't have any finishes. So, and if I want to finish, I have this one. You come again? Come. Yes, we come again. You can see the tail and the butt. Yeah, because I'm sitting here, of course we should come here. So this is all the stitching I did this month, and compared to other months, of course, it's less. Like usually I do like 5, 6, 7 projects every month. Big rotation, but like this month I think it was relatively easy because I didn't do too much, and by the end of the month I was like, okay, how about I focus on this, I make them finish, and they will be done. Like just finish the prompts. I actually just wanted to finish the prompts, so I will not need to stitch like 12 to 13 prompts in August. Just the next 10. So, but we'll see. I'm actually waiting right now. I'm waiting for the prompts for August. 2 more days I think I need. I need 2 more days to finish it, to wait for the prompts for August. And sneeze again? Don't sneeze on my stitching. And then I'm very, very excited because I'm a little bored with stitching the same thing the whole month. Plus, I really need to catch up with other things. So let's see how it goes. And another episode of Talking Hands, because today I want to share what else I bought. My some stash acquisitions, my stitchy, and like close to stitchy and not stitchy at all stash acquisitions. So let's get going. First of all, apart from the patterns I bought this month, there was a kit which I didn't actually buy, but my friend who visited me, she brought it to me from Russia, and I was super amazed because first of all, yeah, all the people around me, they know that I love cross stitch. Like it's obvious, like all my Instagram is in cross stitch, Facebook is cross stitch, like VK is cross stitch, I have cross stitch YouTube. It's like super easy to find out that it is my hobby. But I never share, like I don't have a wish list, or I don't really share among the people that what things I want to buy, or like oh, what is my next plan or something. So sometimes my relatives, they ask me what I want, and then I will send them like some cheapest options. But she didn't ask me anything. Like she just like bring it to me, and it was so amazing that like I thought she read my mind. First of all, this is a kit. This is not a pattern. This is a kit, and I'll show you a little later. It was all covered up, but May, as soon as I started to open it, May started to play with the crinkly like cover, so I decided to put it away. Uh, this is a kit by Nadezhda Mashtakova, and you can buy a pattern on mybobbin.com. Another thing is that this is an image, like this is a pattern about St. Petersburg. And like St. Petersburg is one of the most beautiful cities in the whole world. Um, I'm not saying it because I'm like super pro Russian and I support like my country so much. No, I truly believe so. The architecture there is amazing. Like, yeah, the weather is very glum and dreary, but the architecture and the number of art galleries, the number of like palaces, and it's maybe compatible to Paris or something, just like how much is cramped in one city, like to sightsee. It's like a mecca for like tourists. Truly. And actually, our plan with Aaron was to visit St. Petersburg like next time we visit Russia. It's not gonna be next year. This year or next year, no, because like going to Russia right now, first of all, it's kind of expensive. It's like there is no cheap tickets to go to Russia. Second, it's not one plane. It's like two planes with exchange in Moscow. And the total time right now amounts to like 16, 17 hours for me to reach my hometown. And you can imagine like 17 hours on foot in the airplane and then on foot again and then in the airplane just to reach your destination. It's like very tiresome, very difficult. It's not just like, and you don't like just teleport to the airport. Like you have to go there 2-3 hours earlier, right? Because it's international flight, so it's even longer than that. Basically, one full day of travel. So even if we like take 7 days off from work, 2 days is only the travel, and we only have like 5 days to spend with a family. And that's why it's not an option for us to go there too often, or like even every year is not an option. Especially considering like in China, like Chinese government doesn't give them like too many holidays, and in Chinese companies they give them top like 3 to 5 annual leave days, and you usually cannot take them like in one go. You should take them like 1 day at a time or 2 days at a time. Cannot take all 5 days, and cannot connect them to the like bank holidays or something. And in China there is like couple days here and there of bank holidays, and 1 week in October, 1 week in like February or January for Chinese New Year, and 1 week in October and Chinese New Year is a big family holiday. So it's basically we should not go away from our Chinese family in these holidays, because this is when like Chinese family gets together. Yeah, so long story, but let's keep it short. Uh, I'm not sure when we will be visiting Russia next, but our plan was to go to St. Petersburg, like take my mom, take my cousins, her kids, and other people, and visit St. Petersburg all together. Especially since I have like actually an aunt and another cousin in St. Petersburg, which I haven't seen this winter. So it will be a very big reunity again, and it was in our minds. We talked about it, but we didn't make like any certain plans so far, because we were like, okay, it's not gonna be this year, it's not gonna be next year. And then my friend brings me this kit, and I'm like, oh my god, you are just reading my mind. So next time I'm going to St. Petersburg or to Russia, I'm gonna stitch this. So it will probably not be stitched in the next like year, 2 years, but maybe after 3 years it will definitely be stitched, because it will have like this emotions behind it. It will have like this like you go to St. Petersburg and you stitch St. Petersburg pattern. It's amazing. I'm just amazed on how she read my mind. It does come with a fabric, and the fabric is like Ada, and it's my first time seeing Ada when they like cut it this way. I understand that they probably cut it so it will not fray, but it's really my first time seeing some kit in this way. Usually like they will sew it on the line, but not like cut it. And I really liked that all the flosses here, they have like the thicker cardboard, uh, like for the floss, a lot of black. That's good. But the numbers here, they don't give you numbers, the DMC numbers, they give you the numbers on the pattern. And they also give you the needle, which is always always good. But I already sneaked my sneak peek on the pattern, and on the pattern, they actually give you the DMC numbers. So when I'll show you. So here. So when I will finish stitching them, I will be able to like put them on the bobbins with the corresponding number and stitch them again. So this is the numbers on the palette, and this is the numbers in the real life. And one more thing that I really liked, they do provide electronic pattern for my Saga app, but I will have to go to the mybobbin.com and download it there. They give me a code for it, but the pattern on the paper is really good. Like, I don't know, I don't think they will sue me for showing just a little piece, and actually it's like just some hair and the head. So if you want to stitch this blob of hair, sure, go ahead, screenshot it. But I mean, this is first of all very big printing, very good, very easy on the eyes. Second, she used not only different symbols, she used even different colors for every symbol that is like close by to each other, which is like a double plus. Very good. 5 out of 5 stars for it. And then she has a separate pattern for the backstitch. And a separate pattern for the backstitch, it's black and white, but not like super black and white, but like dimensions style. All dimensions patterns, they all have this like color symbols. So the symbol itself can be blue, red, there are green ones, and black. So it's also super easy to read them, but the backstitch would be multicolored. And it's a lot of it, but you know, I like backstitch, so it's not a big deal. Yeah. So I love it. I'm definitely gonna stitch it, and it will have this like amazing connection between my friend and me, and my like future plans that she read my mind, things like this. So it does give me like some spiritual vibes. So next thing that I bought for my cross stitch is a project bag. I just can't. Every time I look at this like piece of bread with this grumpy face and little feet, I'm just laughing. It's amazing. First of all, I have to say I'm not a big user. I can't say I'm not a fan. I'm not just a big user of big project bags. Like I don't have too many big projects with tons of floss on the go that I am like stitching constantly. And usually when I pick up like on my rotation some project, it can fit like basically in the some vanity bag, just a couple of numbers of floss. Like I put my needle like here, it's very secure, a couple needles here, my scissors, and put it in my like bag and just go with it. And this is very easy like arrangement for me because it fits in my bag. I can stitch it on subway, I can stitch it wherever I'm like waiting in a line or something, and it's very easy to take, like, because I'm rotating my project. So one day I'm stitching this project and I'm taking just one thread of things, another day I'm stitching another project, so I'm just taking a couple colors. So also super easy for the plastic. Super easy to get the plastic because plastic is always small, it's not big. So I already have like a tiny bag from Korea, I have a tiny bag from Hungary, I have a tiny bag from Russia, I have a tiny bag from where? And now I will have a tiny bag from Shanghai because we went to some funny shop in Shanghai and it's very fluffy and soft and cute. And I saw this grumpy bread there, and I'm like, oh my god, I will have a new project bag. And I haven't used it yet because I wanted to show you first, my precious. But I'm gonna use it definitely, and even at home, like I kit up the things I'm gonna stitch like this month or this week in separate like travel bags. So just a couple colors I don't usually kit up all like 100 colors for the pattern, just because if I'm stitching it 3 days, I know like maybe I will stitch 1,000 stitches. So depending on like 1,000 stitches, how many colors do I need? Like it's a couple colors usually. So yeah, just very grumpy bread. And the next thing I bought in Shanghai when we go out with my friend is this wooden carnation. Yeah, we just made up with you paper theater, which was like wooden paper theater, and now I already have another wooden, like, build it yourself thing. And this thing has 124 pieces, so it's not a easy fit. I really liked it. Like, me and my friend, we saw these things, and she take couple because they don't have like these things in Russia, so she take couple as a souvenirs, and even for herself. They had a sunflower, they had some marigolds, I think, some pink rose, and violets, maybe. I'm not sure, like something purple. So, and all of them have a little bit of meaning on the price tags next to like description of every flower. There was like a little meaning, like a pink to find your true love, and like a sunflower for energy, and blah blah blah. And I like the carnation because first of all, I really like a flower, and second, it was like for passion and something else. So I'm like, oh, cool. I can have some passion in my life. In China, they don't, like in Russia, we don't really use carnation that much because carnation is for veterans and like, you bring them to the graves. But in China, it's just another flower you can give anyone any day. So basically just a flower. And also in Russia, we don't give like two flowers together. It's only like for dead people. But in China, again, they don't have this belief. They don't have this superstition. So I really like this about China. I don't need these superstitions in my life. And there are two flowers, but actually there are four because there will be tiny, tiny carnations here and a little snail. And a cool wooden box which will all go together. So yeah, in the back there is nothing, so I didn't open it yet, but I like the design of the packaging too. And it actually says some nice things like spend some time for love and flowers to indulge a cozy and leisurely life. This is so cool. So maybe next month, next vlog, we will make together a wooden balloon craft. So I like things like this. And my last purchase from Shanghai and from Beijing are pins. I think you don't realize how crazy I am about the pins until you will see like my crazy pin bag. But everywhere I go, I buy a lot of pins. And we went to some bookshop in Shanghai. I bought several books for myself, and I even bought a book for my friend. And they had like a just a wall with things like some merch about the famous composers. And my friend is really really enjoying playing piano, so she knows all the composers, she knows all the music, so she chose her favorite one. I don't follow the composers that much, so I don't have like a favorite one, but I just chose the ones I really like with its bloodshot eyes. Beethoven with his shaggy hair and like so cute chubby cheeks. I chose this one. Also, we went to some tea shop that was Alice in Wonderland themed. It was a very beautiful shop, but I didn't get any Alice in Wonderland pins. I actually got this one. This is like a tiger in Chinese style, and it will remind me. It's actually, here is a little teacup and a teapot. So he is drinking tea, and you're supposed to put the pot like in his hand. But I'm really loving it, and thing is, I just wanted something from Shanghai. So this is my Shanghai memory. And in Beijing, we visited like art district, and our art district, very famous one, it's remade from the old factory. So there was some factory producing something, and at some point it closed, and they made art galleries there. So now there is like a bunch of art galleries, spaces, like just funny shops there, some retro clothing shops, very very cool, a little expensive. But there is also like a cat store, all this everything for cats, and lots, like tons of cat pins. So of course I couldn't pass it. and I bought myself some Sphinx inspired, cat inspired pins with 4 eyes, and then I guess it's this one. Yeah, it's an homage to the dog that says it's fine and sitting in the burning house. So now it's a cat drinking her coffee and says this is fine. And then in a different place we saw like a very cool pin shop, but they had like a very big discount, like maybe 4 pins for 50 or 4 pins for 30, something like this. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get all my favorite like movies and series and like just the things I like to watch, because I'm stitching. I'm watching a lot of series, a lot of movies. So I'm like, even when I was a teenager, I watched a lot, and I'm still watching. So of course, I found Kenny. I found the one from the Gone with the Ghosts from Miyazaki movie, the Howl, and I'm actually stitching the heart with it right now. So maybe I will not pin it to the bag just yet, and I will keep it for the to take pictures when I finish the hoop. And this is uh, one of the devils from the Hercules. I don't know if you remember, very old movie. I know there is like a series there, but the series was later in the day. Like when I grow up, I watched the movie, the full cartoon, not the series one. And the series one was later, and I think it's about the school. It's silly, and I was already like in university when it came out. So yeah, it's not my cup of tea, cup of coffee, but this one is. And if you can see, it's drinking like maybe coffee from a tall cup with a Hercules. So it's double homage. And this is actually one of the um, newer series, like cartoon series I watched when I just came to China. I was watching it with some of my students. Star, something about the star. There was a girl whose name was Star. She was a princess in the magic world, and she, like, in the program of protection, she came to the real world and got to know like her real world boy and lived in his house and go to a normal school. But then they still went to the magic world and did some shenanigans. And this guy was the main evil guy, main antagonist on the first couple seasons. And he was hilarious. He was super short, super crazy, super funny, bossed everyone around. So when I saw him, I'm like, I know him, I'm taking it. So soon, probably I have to film a whole video about my bag with the pins, because right now there's so many of them.